Welcome back. Arthurs Nosh Bar has become one of Montreal's most iconic brunch spots, attracting long lines of eager diners every single weekend.
Yeah, and lucky for us, we get to sample some of its delectable dishes without having to wait. So please welcome husband and wife team behind the restaurant and its new cookbook, Arthurs, home of the Nosh, Reagan Steinberg and Alex Cohen. Good to have you guys here.
Thank you.
So first of all, congratulations on the book. And I understand Arthurs was named after your late father. So talk to me about his legacy.
Well, it was really important for me to build something to honor him, and my husband had this amazing idea to name the restaurant after Arthur's, after Arthur, and we just have this amazing homage to him every single day, and I feel really lucky about that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, it is a really lovely tribute to your father, and you've spoken about the role of generational food shaping your menu. So talk a little bit more about that.
Well, we found that we didn't want to change Jewish food. You can't really change traditions, but we wanted to find a way to incorporate new way of cooking those things, but where you still taste that memory, still have that tradition from your family that kind of links that nostalgia feeling. Because I find that when you walk into a place and as you're eating, you start getting that connection to your memories, or your mother's, or your father's, or yours as well, you end up feeling a little more comfortable, a little more at ease, which makes you a little more, you know, happy, enjoy it. And then when you leave with a memory of that as well.
I love that.
Fantastic. Well, there's a quote in the book that I want to read out loud because if you're not tempted by what you see, this quote's definitely going to get you. It says, "If these pancakes were on a talk show, the host would introduce them with, our guest today needs no introduction."
That's my wife's line.
All right, so while we dig in, talk to us about these pancakes.
Okay, so these are our Sireniki pancakes, and Alex developed this recipe after a lot of trial and error based on a Eastern European style pancake made with farmer's cheese. So we did it our own way with cottage cheese and leavened egg whites and a bunch of other delicious
Listen, my wife is giving me a lot of credit here, but she literally handed me a book with notes, and she told me, just follow this and you'll be fine. So I just did exactly what she told me to do.
Good husband.
He's well
very
trained,
good husband.
well
I like that.
trained.
Yes,
Yes,
listen.
Very, very well.
But it's so good.
It's
Oh my
delicious.
gosh.
All right, so you guys opened up your restaurant back in 2016, and it seemed like it took off right away. Bon Appetit, Goop, Rachel Ray was also talking about it, and you guys did all of this without any marketing. So what was your secret to the success?
I think it was a combination of luck, hard work, and location. And Instagram had just kind of started to take off, and I was a little bit unhinged behind the camera and just showing the real life of the day-to-day life of building a restaurant, and people gravitated towards it, and of course the food spoke for itself. So
It also looks gorgeous, and you
Thank
guys look
you.
gorgeous. That didn't probably help. So let's move on to the next dish. So Alex, tell us about this stunning Moroccan toast.
Okay, well, this Moroccan toast didn't always look like this.
Okay.
Okay, at first, it was the first iteration. My wife is always very, you know what, Alex, just serve it. It's fine. They're gonna love it. Don't worry. And I'm not throwing it. Plus. And then I'm the one type of person where it's like, no, it needs more. It needs more attention. It needs more detail. It needs more ingredients, more flavor. More. So this Moroccan toast is basically a thick cut challah French toast that we toast on both sides with butter and salt. Then we make a Moroccan style eggplant dip. So instead of it just being a side dip, it becomes a spread with some spicy mayonnaise made with harissa.
It's got some kick.
It's got a bit of kick.
It's got harissa.
Yeah, harissa, exactly. You have some trina, you have a cucumber salad, whichever version you want to call it. It's there. Chickpeas, fresh herbs, poached eggs, and lemon, and we even make a special oil with it. So there's all these components that go into the dish.
I'm ready to dive in, but first I gotta ask you this question first. I gotta do my job first.
I'm in.
So Montreal has a very vibrant food scene, and it's evolved since you guys opened up your restaurant about a decade ago. Talk to us about that, and I'm diving in right now.
Go. I'll let my wife handle this.
I was just saying to our colleagues that the food scene in the past 5 years has really expanded, and we have this amazing roster of chefs, and we all kind of come from these houses, I would call it, these like amazing restaurants that have been around for 20 years, and now all the chefs are coming into their own and creating these amazing new restaurants, and it's like, it's really,
Montreal's really,
we're really
good at
lucky.
keeping us on our toes.
Yeah, because there's always something new and fresh and amazing.
So my wife always says it, we have to keep up with the pace.
Gotcha.
But I find it sometimes a little bit difficult because you still want to stay true to what you're doing.
Yeah.
And you can't change too much, but you still have to evolve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
But it's also important to go with the classics too.
Yeah.
And so you have a
course.
classic Jewish comfort food that is matzo ball soup.
Yes.
What are the keys in perfecting this particular dish?
Well, I find that one thing people get wrong.
Okay.
What did I do? I'm already telling you what people did
We're all
wrong.
looking like, what did you get
Like,
wrong,
what did you
husband?
do wrong? Is that a lot of times people cook their soup for way too long or way too short. I found the sweet spot is 4.5 hours, because anything longer than 4 to 5 hours, you're making a stock. You're making anything shorter, you're making a broth. Okay. A soup really should be something where the flavor is really concentrated in the chicken. So we like to use chicken feet.
Yeah.
Which is really, really good.
Chicken wings.
Chicken wings is a good replacement because of the collagen in there.
Yep.
It really thickens the broth really nicely and gives you that comfort,
Umami.
that warmth, that umami flavor.
There's dill in this.
Yes,
Yeah.
we use a lot
We
of
love
dill,
dill.
and we use a lot of parsley, and sorry, not parsley, dill and chives. And then in the soup, to sweeten it up, we have green apple.
In the broth,
And cabbage in the
yeah.
broth that we
Yeah.
cook in the broth.
Oh my
And then the matzo ball, a lot of times you'll find recipes that call for oil. Terrible vegetable oil, right? The evil vegetable oil, as everyone says. We use schmaltz. So schmaltz is basically rendered chicken fat with onions and chicken skin.
And they call it liquid gold, I
Liquid
understand?
gold, exactly.
Okay.
So we add that in the matzo ball to fluff it up, and as well in the soup. And our balls are floaters, not sinkers. There are two types of people in this
Yeah.
world.
Important.
We do not
Yeah.
mix
You can't
both.
walk eye from me and say that.
I'm just saying.
You can't walk eye from me and say that, all
I
right?
can't stop looking at your eyes.
Okay, so you have two small children.
Yeah.
How in the world? Okay, so like kids can be really annoying when it comes to food. Look at how adorable these are. Give some
Obviously,
tips.
my Superman pose.
What are some tips on making sure that your kids don't end up being annoying, picky eaters?
Well, my daughter has always been very easy.
Yeah,
she
she's
loves
adventurous.
oysters, crab. She'll
Yeah.
try
Nice.
squid ink
Yeah.
pasta.
Yeah,
She
she's
wants
a
to
good
eat
eater.
everything.
Good.
My son, as I said before, is on the white diet
Yeah.
with a little bit of meat. So basically, pasta, pizza,
Beige diet.
Yeah,
chicken
the beige,
nuggets.
yeah,
the
that's
beige
what it's
diet.
called, the
Sorry, not
beige
white.
diet,
Sorry.
yeah. No, but I think we just try to expose them to as much as possible, and hopefully something, takes.
Comes.
Well,
Exactly.
this I feel like would be an easy sell. These gorgeous sprinkle cookies that
Yeah.
you've got here. So tell us about them.
So we have two types of cookies. We have one that is a larger with cream cheese icing,
Okay.
and then we have these that are more compact, easy, on the go kind of snack. But I have to give credit where credit's due. One of our very good friends, Nadia Pisatoro, who helped us, who's a pastry
He's a huge
chef.
fan of the social.
Huge fan. Made sure that I mention her name on this show, okay? Specifically, Nadia. And she literally helped us like 80 to 90% of the
Yeah,
recipes
so it's
in
a
this
take
book.
on a deli classic, like a
But
sprinkle cookie.
Mexican wedding
But
dish.
yeah, we derived the inspiration from a Mexican wedding cookie.
It is so
It's so good.
Thank you guys.
You guys are amazing.
Honest
Thank you so
God.
much for stopping by and bringing your delicious food. We're honored to have you guys.
Thank you.
Arthur's Home of the Nosh, available now. And studio audience, guess what? You're all going home with your very own coffee! Amazing.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.